Hello, welcome to Madhus Garage Equipment, our corporate office. I am very happy to introduce the founder member of Madhus Group, Mr. Madhusudhana Rao Bungale. Hello everybody, it gives me great pleasure to talk about my father, Bungale Madhusudhana Rao, founder of the Madhus Group. My father was a self-made man. He was actually at one time son of Mr. Bungale Shamrao, a very good lawyer, but his father kicked him out of the house because he could not complete his 10th standard. And he was asked to go and fend for himself, whether he wanted a school fees or he wanted to do anything else. So my father went to work in the electricity board as a linesman, earning 25 paise per day. That was his journey. And there he found another godfather who helped him to pass his metric. He told him, "You being a great son of a great father, how could you be working in an electrical department as a linesman?" So he paid him full salary of 25 paise per day, but made him sit next to him and study half day so that he could pass the exams and move forward. Then when he went to the college, he had to again look after the college fees. So he went about selling Reader Digest and other small work he would do so that he could pay the college fees on his own. His father told him only one thing: "You have a house, I will feed you 2 times a day, you can come here and sleep, but rest of the things you look after yourself." Then after finishing his college, he started working in Padki mill stores and automobiles. After working for a year or two, he knew the business very well, but they were selling off the business. Padki mill stores and automobiles wanted to sell it off for a mere sum of 10,000 rupees. In those days, 1951, 10,000 was a huge sum. My father couldn't even dream of it. He had saved with great difficulty about 1,500 rupees in his pocket. And one day, casually, he met his friends, who were all very well-to-do friends, and when he was talking to them, he said, "If I had 10,000 rupees today, I would have purchased this shop and I would have been the owner of this shop and I would love to do business there." He casually mentioned it and the matter was closed. But to his surprise, 10 days later, all the friends got together, pulled in 8,500 rupees from their own pocket, went and gave it to my father and told him, "Start your business." He said, No, I cannot take money from you. But he said very clearly, "It's not, I'm giving the money to you." They all said, "We are loaning it to you. Take it as a loan, pay us back after you start your business." That's how Madhus Mill Stores was born in 1951. And the journey started from there. And he, being an entrepreneur himself, he started into tire business, he started into lubricants, he started many other things. And then slow and steadily, he expanded and built his own empire. By the time he passed away in 1973, he had built a tire shop in Bangalore, he had built a tire shop in Mandya, as well as he had an automobile spare parts store in Mysore. So with all these shops expanding to a nice way, he was very happy, but we lost him in 1973. So when we talk about my father, it's not just about his business and how he did business. He was a great human being. He helped people, and we came to realize how much he has helped people only after he passed away. Many people would come even today, after 50 years, 60 years of his death, they come and tell me, "I remember your father, he helped my father, he helped this person, he helped that person." So whom all he helped, we don't even really know. But just as a person, he was a great human being. He helped all his family members wherever they needed for either studies or for work. He would always be there to support them. And while he was doing very well, he never talked about how much he made or what he made. He always was there as a family member. And we as children, we know him very well just as a loving father. He was always there and he was always able to take care of us. He would work very hard. From morning till evening, he would work very hard. But morning, at the time of breakfast, we would be there, and he was very sure. He met us, he talked to us, he checked our bags, whether we are going to school with our proper pencils, sharpeners. To that extent, he would look into our needs. And in the evening, when he would come back home, he would make sure that we are all having dinner and we enjoyed spending time with him. And once in a year, he would take us for a nice holiday. He never cribbed about spending money for his family, and he was a great father. So when we talk about him in many other ways, we would like to say that Mr. Madhusudhana Rao was a great personality. And I would say we, the children, have been blessed and were fortunate to have had him as our father. I have given you an understanding of what my father was as a father, as a family man. I also would like to tell you, as a business, what all the values he carried forward in his life. He would tell us one very important thing: if you give a word in business, never go back on your word. This was one of the best lessons I learned from him, and I will never forget it throughout my life. To give you an example, I was talking to a customer. He wanted a white wall tire, and I gave him a price for a normal tire. And later on, I realized I had made a mistake. So when the customer came back and said, "You gave me this price," I tried to switch over and said, No, I didn't do this. My father intervened and said, "Don't worry, give him at the same price." And he made me give a white wall tire at the normal tire price. And then later on, he told me, never change your word. You have done a mistake, you have to swallow that mistake. You cannot just pass it on. So this was one of the first lessons I learned, and I was just a 14-year-old kid. It's not that I was some elderly guy or anything like that. So that was my first lesson. Then in business, he had a lot of ethics. He believed in honesty. He believed in giving very good value for people, whoever was to come to him for services. So I would say we learned a lot of business ethics from him. He would respect everybody, whether he was a small person who would work in our company or his shop, or is a accountant who is a senior post. He treated everybody same. And even in our own home, when we all had food, we would share the same food with everybody. There was no differentiation. So these are some of the values that he made us understand, and we will never forget these values that he has brought into our family. And as we moved forward, all three brothers have taken these values into our business, and we have inculcated them into our business ethics. Even today, we believe in continuing the same ethics that my father had brought in.